he had a gun, it wasn't under him.
Shot once in the back, right here. Let's flip. Oh, yeah. It's like the bullet came out just under the throat, right here, maybe.
A lot of damage. That could definitely be your exit wound.
The guy from the cleaner says he heard 4 or 5 shots, but he can't be sure.
Look at this. Driver's license, Thomas Stark.
Who the hell takes their ID to do an armed robbery?
I don't think we're dealing with a stopwatch gang here.
No, this is the I forgot my watch gang.
Alpha 15 dispatch, if you're clear, would you attend an injury motor vehicle accident at the corner of Terminal and Glen? Copy?
Alpha 15, 10-4, I'm on my way.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, guys.
Any idea what happened here?
As far as I can make out, 2 guys wearing ski masks, one of them there, approached these 3 guards while they're filling a cash machine. He took the guards' weapons and the money bags, ran that way. One of these guards got the bright idea to chase after him. Nobody saw the actual shooting. Young guy over there, he's your shooter. Shane Vickerly.
Shane?
Hey, you! Get back over there where I told you to stand. Yeah. And no talking to each other. I separated these guys when I got here, but chances are they got the story solid 30 seconds after this guy hit the pavement. See this? Little 32 automatic, that's the weapon.
It's a little purse gun.
Yeah.
Kid see where he had it on him?
Yeah, strapped to his ankle.
That's a concealed, unauthorized weapon, definitely illegal.
Did Shane there say why he shot the guy when he was running away?
Well, he claims he was defending himself while making a citizen's arrest.
Citizen's arrest.
Sounds like somebody made a little call to the company lawyer, get some advice about what to say to us, huh?
Now, if he said he was protecting property, could be looking at doing time for manslaughter.
All right.
Yeah, hi, it's Da Vinci.
Why take just a couple of bags? Why not the whole truck? You get caught, it's the same beef.
Well, first you gotta get the guy to open the door up. That takes time. Then you got 3 guards to control. Plus you gotta offload and reload the goods. Here you got 2 guys, broad daylight. Better to go for the sure money. Quick grab and they're gone, I think, you know?
I found something interesting. About 10 yards from where your victim fell, I find fresh blood in the pavement. Looks like the thief that got away might have taken a round.
Blood trail lead anywhere?
A few feet done nothing. Guy might have climbed into a car.
Anybody report anything about a getaway vehicle?
Nope. I called for a dog handler. We'll see what he finds.
Yeah, I hear you boys are working for Sergeant Kurtz.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about her.
I worked with her in robbery for 3 years.
And?
HM.
Her Majesty?
High maintenance.
Zach?
Dominic? Looks like a bad one.
It's about as bad as it gets. Okay, his truck is registered to Peter Honeycutt here, 26 years old. I noticed he had a dock certificate for parking here in the windshield.
Probably works at the shipyards over there. Shift changed at 3:30. He's got a couple open already. After work, maybe getting ready for his Monday night.
Impact might have opened them up and they just fizzed out.
Yeah. Suppose it could have happened that way.
Notice he's wearing a wedding ring?
Well, maybe he was in a hurry to get home. Any idea on the pedestrian?
No. No wallet or purse.
Maybe she was in the crosswalk, got thrown over here.
Well, she could have been on the sidewalk, got thrown over here. Since she wasn't driving. Now, this drum right in the middle of the road here. What do you make of that, Zach?
You got any ideas on the subject, I'm sure you'll let me know. He was sideswiped.
Or he sideswiped somebody.
The officer's name is John Ridley. He's got 14 years in the car.
Yeah, I checked him out with dispatch already.
Yeah, well, then you know he's got a clean record. Minor accidents, no fatalities.
No fatalities until now, right?
Look, we don't know what happened here.
Now we know what happened here. Isn't a dangerous Code 3 pursuit, this guy?
The man is in a coma. His face is shattered, his leg is crushed. It's a miracle he survived at all.
Oh, here I got 2 dead people. One of them for sure is an innocent bystander. Why can't you include them in your prayers, Zach?
You about done here because my team is coming in soon and we gotta sort this out.
I'll tell you what, your team gets here and I'll clear right out. I don't want to second guess your ability to do your job, Zach. Not now, not ever.
Hi, you wanted me? Yeah. Apparently there was a high-speed pursuit off Terminal Avenue a couple of hours ago. Left a police officer in hospital.
Were there any fatalities?
2. I need to put a detective on it. Make sure the officer driving the car handle it by the book.
Sure, I can take it.
Okay. Keep in mind the coroner's office is going to be all over this. They've got 0 tolerance on this issue. The last thing we need is for them to give the Attorney General an excuse to take pursuit out of our arsenal.
I understand.
Good.
And if the officer in question didn't follow procedure?
Naturally, I want to know that.
Okay.
Now, Zach McNabb from Accident Investigation is going to be working it. Do you know him?
No, not personally.
Okay, we'll tuck him behind him. Follow his lead.
Okay.
Well, how do I handle these guys?
90% of the time, these armored car heists are an inside job, am I right?
Right.
So go with the odds.
We go with the odds.
Any one of them could have been behind this.
The guy who's behind this is sitting at home in front of his TV set watching a cartoon channel.
Which guy do you want?
I'll take the guy at the end that's smoking.
All right, I got the shooter.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
What?
I want to take the shooter.
Shooter? Take the shooter. I'll get the guy smoking on the end of it.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay. High-speed pursuit guidelines from the AG, sections 1 for 1 of the police training manual. These are your chase fatality stats from 90 through 98. There were 32 deaths. This is the memo from the Miami PD on high-speed chases. Oh. The public safety regs, intersection care is in part 6. Also, Baltimore's faxing us all their new guidelines and Calgary's sending us all their stuff on their helicopter.
Helicopter, I never asked for that.
Yeah, Flynn did. And Detective Cosmo's in your office. And I need coffee.
Detective Cosmo, are you going to be investigating Officer Ridley's conduct in the high speeds?
That's right.
That's for you.
Dominic, have a word, please. If you don't mind, Detective.
Wait for me, I'll attend the autopsy with you.
No, that's all right. I'll see you down there. I'll see you down there.
Zach McNabb.
He's a self-righteous, lard-ass traffic cop.
What the hell did you do to piss him off?
Nothing. I spent an hour with him on the scene of a high-speed chase the other day. We had a few words. It was nothing.
Well, he called me this morning to ask for another coroner to be assigned to the case.
Prick.
Don't worry. I want you on this.
Good. Because Zach there is going to make a big meal out of this one, trying to establish that Officer Ridley there followed the chase guidelines, which is nothing but a smokescreen for the real issue here.
Which is, in your mind?
Property crime.
Property crime?
Yeah, property crime. Mothers be made aware their children are being sacrificed on our highways almost every day for the sake of stolen cars.
Yeah, well, we argue that. And the police will argue that they're chasing rapists and murderers. We need to present them with an alternative. We need to push for a helicopter.
You can't give me enough money for autopsies? You're going to push the Attorney General for helicopters for the cops?
If Ridley was 500 feet in the air yesterday, we'd have 2 less bodies downstairs waiting for an autopsy.
Oh, come on. I'm a crook. I'm in a car. I see a helicopter over top of my head. I'm going to hit down the highway, the pedal to metal, all that much more to get away from them.
Either way, we have got to stop the carnage. This case has to work for us.
Which may not happen if Officer Ridley's chase was by the book.
Somewhere in this, Ridley made a mistake. If you look hard enough, you can find it.
Oh, I'll find it. Thanks.
Okay. Before we get started, what's the company's current shooting policy?
If you've got firearms training and feel your life is in danger, then you've got the green light to pull the trigger. But that's not entirely why my client fired his weapon.
Illegal weapon. You have firearms training?
Yes.
Okay. There were 3 bullets fired from your gun. The first one hit robber number 1, the victim. By the way, his name was Thomas Stark. Does that mean anything to you? No? Okay. The second one, we think, hit robber number 2, who was running away. And the third one missed everybody altogether.
I yelled for this guy, robber number 1, to stop. He took a shot at me.
What about this guy here, robber number 2? Did he shoot at you too?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Okay, the guy he shot, robber number 1, what kind of gun did he have?
It was a .38 revolver.
Well, we didn't find any weapon on him.
Well, this guy, robber number 2 there, the one carrying the money, he grabbed the gun and took off with it.
He stopped. He comes back. He's right here, this close. This is you here. How come you didn't try and shoot him too?
I don't know. I guess I froze up or something.
They teach you to freeze up on the firing range.
All right, let's move on.
Weapons training. Okay, why don't you tell me about your co-workers, Mr. Y and Mr. Z here. You guys hang out together? Hockey games, poker, whores?
We don't have that much in common. They're older than me.
Hands out in front of you. Hands out in front.
Jesus, what did I do?
Shut up. Turn around.
Ow!
In the corner. In the corner.
Hey!
Fred Beamish?
Yes?
Anybody else in here?
No!
Thomas Stark, your roommate?
Yes! Why? Something happened? Where's Tommy?
There?
There!
I hate to tell you this, but your friend Tommy's dead. I'm gonna have to ask you a few questions. Just take a minute.
You talked to the shooter?
Yep.
How'd it go?
Early days yet.
Can I talk to you a minute in my office?
Ladies first.
I'm gonna get right to it. You're a senior detective, and if you're harboring resentments about my appointment to this job, I expect you to put them behind you. And if you've got a problem doing that, tell yourself my position is only temporary.
Temporarily temporary. You're a perfect fit. You're the chief's man, and you're a woman.
You want to see it like that, that's fine. Just as long as we get the job done.
That's all I want to do is get the job done.
Okay? Good.
You and Tommy were close?
Yes.
Very close? You had no idea he was planning an armed robbery?
No.
What were you doing yesterday afternoon, say from noon on?
I was downstairs helping my landlord paint an apartment. He gives us a break on the rent if we help around the place.
Times are a little tough.
A little. For everyone.
What time were you painting?
Around 3, and then I went to my doctor.
How come you were at your doctor's?
Freddie, we need to know. You see, one of the robbers who escaped, he was wounded.
I'm HIV positive.
Okay. When was the last time you saw Tommy?
Yesterday morning.
Has he ever been in trouble with the law that you know of?
Tommy was straight as an arrow. I mean, shit, you know what I mean.
Yeah. What about you? You ever in trouble with the law?
No, never.
We're gonna need you to give us a list of the people Tommy knew.
It's a long list.
What do you do for a living?
Me? I'm between jobs. I told you I'm HIV positive. But Tommy wasn't, if you're wondering.
Preliminary look, I'd say Thomas Stark had AIDS. He's got a Kaposi sarcoma just under his hairline, back of the neck, indicative of the disease.
We'll know for sure as soon as we get the blood work.
Should be back tomorrow.
Chick rolled Jane Doe's prints and they're on their way to ident.
I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic on the bridge was hell.
But you just put on your siren and blast your way through there, Zach.
No, that's the way you used to do it.
We just finished a prelim on Mr. Honeycutt, who was driving the pickup. Cause of death was a closed head injury.
Is there anything else on Honeycutt I should know?
Yeah, 2 drunk driving charges.
He had open beers in his trunk.
Well, let's not get too excited about the alcohol until we get the blood work back from Tux, okay?
Well, I'll make sure our samples go to the head of the line. They owe me a favor.
Geez, got full.
Moving right along.
They're big boys, too.
Your female pedestrian was approximately 30 years old, in good health,
She took care of herself, sensibly dressed. Her makeup appears to have been freshly applied.
It sounds like she was going to her job or coming from there.
Her primary injuries are on her left hip, her full right torso, including her shoulder, rib cage, hip, and thigh, her upper chest area, her face, her hands, and knees. She was tossed around.
Cause of death, broken neck.
Is there any way of narrowing down the sequence of events?
From the initial pattern of bruising, it appears she was struck first on her left side, a hard, glancing blow, which probably spun her 90 degrees and knocked her down. Then, somehow, she got up on her hands and knees.
How did she get up on her hands and knees? She's got a broken neck.
It isn't, not yet. Stay with me. I recovered gravel from her palms and kneecaps.
What do you mean, like she was trying to stand up?
Bingo. And that's when she was struck again. Full impact, this time on her right side, and that's what broke her neck.
She's struck by 2 vehicles, you're saying?
So you were telling me that the first time that you break company rules and you get outside of your vehicle, that's the first time you get robbed. And you're both comfortable with that fiction.
You ever quit smoking? I really needed a cigarette. It was just the one time.
Bullshit. Shane says you've been getting out of the vehicle a couple of times a trip to go for a smoke.
Okay, so I've been chipping.
Yeah, well, the way I see it, this score doesn't go down at all unless you are outside the vehicle. Otherwise, you're inside, locked up, and you're calling for backup.
You don't think I feel like an asshole? I could have got my partners killed. I know that.
Well, let me ask you this. The money was insured. So why do you think that your partner shot him?
He wasn't protecting the money. He was making a citizen's arrest.
He wasn't protecting the money. He was making a citizen's arrest.
Just ran the red light and I'm code 3 in pursuit. No traffic.
Can you give a direction? 440, this is dispatch. I say again, what's your direction?
East on Terminal off Main. He just took the corner ahead of me. Let me know when I'm at 90 seconds.
He was assessing the risk. 90 seconds, he wanted to make the decision whether to continue.
He was in pursuit of a traffic violation.
There he is. That's the second holdup. I can't.
Say again, 440.
What don't you hear?
There's no siren.
That's right, there's no siren. He's in a highly dangerous Code 3 pursuit of a traffic violation. He's proceeding with no siren. Wow.
I looked for evidence a pedestrian was hit more than once, and it just isn't here. See for yourself. Here's the pickup truck. The front end's been stove in from hitting the pole. The driver's side lens is smashed, and right here above it, here's your soft, crushed body damage. Now that definitely is the eschatological moment for your pedestrian. Just come over here. Over in the police cruiser, check this out. There's no soft, crushed body damage here anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Officer Ridley first hits the pickup truck here, smashing this lens. And he tries to get away. Come over here. And he's trying to get away, which causes him to sideswipe the driver's side of the pickup. Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. There could be a soft crush on that. From the side swipe damage, and you can't even see it.
Yeah, I've been doing this a long time. I'm telling you, there's no soft crush there.
What about the other artifacts from Jane Doe's body? Check, there's got to be more than gravel.
Yeah, there was. There were paint chips and plastic lens fragments embedded in her skin. But she could have picked that up secondhand when she hit the ground.
Yeah, the same goes with the gravel on her hands and knees. I mean, we've all seen accident victims wind up in strange positions.
What about these plastic lens fragments then? You know, I could have fragments from both the pickup and the police cruiser, and that would mean the two vehicles did hit her.
Yeah, it could be another piece of evidence pointing in that direction.
Well, I want those fragments. I want them analyzed.
I sent them out this morning.
What about the siren? Check that?
Yeah, it appears to be working.
Appears to be? What the hell does that mean, appears to be?
I turned it on. It works. I'm having the wiring traced. Just in case, I'll let you know.
I'll take a look at this police car again, okay?
Help yourself.
I heard from Tox. Honeycutt shouldn't have been operating his pickup truck. He would have blown over the limit.
You get the same answer you got with Mr. Vickerly and Mr. Breckenridge. Mr. Herman will not now, nor will he ever, take a lie detector test.
Well, that's too bad, because then I'm going to have to ask Mr. Herman about his embarrassing financial situation in front of you, which probably means for sure he's going to lose his job when you take what I have to say to his boss, which I guarantee you she's going to do. When you hear this, it's going to be pretty obvious that Mr. Herman here was in on the deal. And even if we don't prove it, it's going to be bye-bye gainful employment.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any money troubles.
Oh, that's not you with the 2 mortgages, the new van, the ex-wife with the alimony, and did I mention Sundays at the track? You know, your ex-wife thinks you have a gambling problem. You know how he pays for all this? He has 2 jobs. By day, he's the fearless protector of the cash machines. And at night, he's Tinkerbell. Mixing rum punch behind the bar in a fruity nightclub. And that's why your wife left you, because you came home stinking of men's cologne. Son of a bitch!
That's enough. Let him go.
I would seriously reconsider my options, because we are going to nail everybody involved in this, and that's a guarantee.
I've got nothing more to say to you.
Very neat, small caliber. This is where the bullet from your guard entered the victim, Wayne. But I want you to take a look here.
Bullet came out here.
No. This is also an entrance wound. Thanks, Wayne. I found that bullet lodged in his heart. This is the culprit, little 32.
So what's the chest wound from?
This. I retrieved it from the spinal column. It's a 38, I think.
So he was shot twice. Once in the back with a 32 and once in the chest with a 38.
Boom, boom. Out go the lights.
Mr. Honeycutt got off work, drove his pickup to a pub on Main where he shared a pitcher of beer with a friend. After that, he bought an off-sale 6-pack and headed for home, which is when he crossed paths with Officer Ridley's truck.
How's Ridley doing?
Holding his own. Son told me he woke up for a couple of minutes yesterday.
Here you go. Here's your Tox report. He's come back and could have gone in either way. He would have blown a 08 a minute later, 09 is right on the edge.
Yeah, well, according to the dispatch tape, his pickup still ran a red light at excessive speed.
You know, if some of these hot shots got more than just 1 or 2 years for rabbiting from a police officer, they might not be so fired up to endanger the public safety.
Boy, save it for the rank and file, will you? Any member he breaks the pursuit rules, he faces 6 months or a stiff fine. You know if any member ever had to pay the price on that? No, here's your badge. Here's your Indy license.
All right.
Greg Moore. Go, whoa.
I'd like to get on with this, if that's all right with you two.
Absolutely.
Great.
It's fine with me.
Okay. There are 2 sets of tire marks we're dealing with. These skid marks are from the pickup. These secondary marks are from Officer Ridley's cruiser. The barrel is out here in the middle of the road, about here. The pedestrian, she's crossing the intersection in this direction, and she's right here. Honeycutt is being pursued by Officer Ridley, and they're coming from this direction. Honeycutt slows his pickup, swerves to avoid the barrel, sees a pedestrian, and applies his brakes, but it's too late. He hits her, and she's knocked all the way across the crosswalk, right down here.
That far?
At the same moment, Ridley comes around the corner. He sees the pickup, but it's too late to do anything about it. He sideswipes it, does a 360 indicated by these yaw marks here, and ends up in a dead stop. The pickup continues, strikes the pole, and sends Honeycutt through the windshield.
Except for that barrel. What's it doing out in the middle of the road, right? It's not out in the middle of the road. It's in the bed of the pickup.
Well, wait a minute, how do you know?
Honeycutt's wife told me that after work, he stopped off and he picked up a barrel, a burn barrel. So I went to see her. She gave me the name of the place. I just came from there 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, he was coming from there, right?
No, he was coming 10 blocks right down that way. Right down there by that pub where he stops every night, gets a couple in him, gets the 6-pack off license, and boots it home right up this way.
Well, then why the hell was he coming from this direction?
What do you think, Zach?
All right, now stay with me on this one, okay, guys? Now, following the trajectory of the bullet, this is what happened. Now, Leary, you're one of the guards, Shane.
Okay.
Who's the shooter. And you come over here.
You want to act it out?
Yes, come here. You're one of the guards, you stand right here. Now, Shannon, you're one of the two robbers.
I interviewed the shooter.
Be the robber. Jeez. Tony, you be the other robber.
Okay, I'm the other robber.
Okay, you and Shannon start running away.
Acapulco, here we come.
Oh, wait, Tony, you're about 7 or 8 feet behind Shannon. Now, the shooter yells for you guys to halt. That's you. You're the shooter. You yell.
Oh, that's me. Okay. Hey, you guys, come back with my money.
Now, Tony, turn and fire.
Bang! Bang!
Now, Shannon, you get ready to fire. Leary, you too. Now, you both shoot at the same time. Tony is caught in the crossfire directly.
You got...
Exactly.
Gunfight at the mini mall? So both bullets hit Stark. There's no way of knowing who fired first.
Yeah, he gets one bullet in the chest, the other one in the back. He goes down, the other robber's wounded. There's a fresh trail of blood. It starts here and ends a few yards off.
Yeah, by the sudden disappearance of the trail of blood, we figured that he got into a waiting car and got away.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay, so where do we stand on this high-speed and inside job?
Well, you can rule out the shooter. He had no motive. That leaves the other two guards.
You know, one of them's using the nicotine fit defense, and the other one's about 2 paychecks away from sleeping under an overpass, and they both fit.
Well, what about Stark's boyfriend, Fred Beamish? He could be driving the getaway car.
So far, the landlord's still backing up his alibi.
Homicide, Detective Cosmo.
Look, I don't like to sound prejudiced, but I think his landlord's gay. And he could be protecting Freddie.
You ever notice those people find a place like the West End and then they all move in there?
A lot of single women live in the West End.
Yeah, and Russians. Go figure.
Well, maybe your missing robber's a gay Bolshevik.
That was Officer Ridley's son. He says his dad woke up about an hour ago.
Thank God for that.
What's he doing? He's making us look like...
Okay, as far as Zach McNabb's record goes, I found no skeletons in the squad car. But I did find out that his wife died 3 years ago. She had breast cancer.
That's pretty rough.
Okay.
Hey, Dominic. I was just telling Zach that Officer Ridley woke up about an hour ago.
That's great. Did you say anything?
His siren wasn't working.
He thinks his siren wasn't working.
Did you say anything else?
And that's it. He has no memory of the accident at all. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but his doctor said give him a few days. He may come back and may not.
Siren wasn't working.
Guy who has the locker next to this one was storing some furniture in there. Started smelling something. So he goes to the manager, tells the manager uses his master key to open it up.
Yeah, you only gotta smell that once to know what it is.
Oh, Jesus. And this guy looks like he was shot once right there in the chest, just by the collarbone.
There's not much blood down here. He was killed somewhere else and put back here.
Now check this out. Got all kinds of blood on the passenger seat.
So who's riding up here, bleeds out? Who's ever driving moved him to the back?
Maybe. No insurance papers. Hey, did you call in the plate on this yet? Christ. Hey,
what do we got here?
You think those could be from the robbery?
It's gotta be the getaway vehicle.
Well, then this must be the other robber.
What's his name? Stark had his ID on him, remember? Real pros, these guys. Traymore, Paul Traymore.
Yep. The locker is registered to a Paul Traymore. Paid up 1 year in advance.
Christ, the way this is going, the car probably belongs to Traymore, too.
All right, I'll call body pickup. Anything else I can do for you guys?
No, thanks, Winston. We'll lock this scene down and get the car over to the police garage.
Does the name Freddie Beamish mean anything to you?
Get out of here.
Hello? Chick? God damn it, Chick. Oh.
Jeez, oh here.
So? What's up?
Well, I got the results back on those plastic lens fragments.
Yeah?
And you were right. They did come from two different vehicles.
Yeah?
One of them was definitely Honeycutt's pickup.
And the other one was definitely the police cruiser?
Oh, sorry. There was a lot of old debris in the ground. She probably picked up some plastic from the pavement.
Now, watch yourself. What's this?
Blueprinted 350. Tune Port 84 Camaro. I got laid in one of these for the first time.
You got laid for the first time in 1984?
On that particular model, yeah. And they found a dead guy in the back. Homicide thinks it might have been the getaway car that was used in an armed robbery on Monday afternoon.
But what time did all that happen?
Well, 4 o'clock, why?
This is pretty interesting, the headlight here. Got some lens fragments here. Is that blood?
Yeah, it could be. I'll get a UV light on it.
Sure looks like blood. Where'd they find this car?
Storage lockers off Terminal Avenue.
Terminal Avenue, that's 3 blocks from the accident, Chick. You know what's possibly happening here? Is that cruiser, he wasn't chasing the pickup truck. He was chasing this car here. This 84 Camaro.
Hey, here we go.
blood.
We found your '84 Camaro.
I sold that car.
Now, maybe you didn't hear me. The '84 Camaro registered in your name.
It's time you start telling us the truth. What do you say?
Herman was serving drinks to Tommy and me and Paul.
All right, so Herman's in on it. What about the other 2 guards?
No. What's the story on the dead guy we found in your car, Paul Tremore?
He was a friend of Herman's.
All right, he's serving you drinks.
Yeah. And Herman said his day job was working as a guard for an armored car company, and would be a piece of cake to rip it off. One thing led to another, and...
So it was Herman's idea?
More or less. His friend Paul was really into it, too. Some butch fantasy he had going. That's where we got the guns. I just wanted the money so I could take a trip with Tommy.
Like a vacation, you mean?
Yeah, vacation, a bloody goddamn honeymoon, before we were both too sick to enjoy ourselves.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Tommy had full-blown AIDS. That drug cocktail didn't work on him. That's a death sentence, you know. So we're gonna look for alternative treatments, and then we're gonna move back east to be close to my son, and whatever was left over would go for drugs. Because they're not covered back there. I mean, if I got sick, you get a disease in some parts of this country and then try and tell me we have free health care. That's just the biggest lie. We figured, what the hell, we got nothing to lose.
You just never figured you'd lose him.
I never figured that. I stole a car the day before, but the next morning it wouldn't start, so it was too late to call off the robbery. I couldn't leave my partners just standing there with their dicks flapping, so I went and got my car.
What happened after the robbery?
I heard gunshots, and Paul got in the car, all bleeding all over and screaming. He told me Tommy was shot. I was so scared, I didn't know what to do. I drove away. God. Drove away and left Tommy there. He was the love of my life.
Yeah. By the way, you know that woman you clipped during your getaway? She was the love of somebody's life, too. Where's the money?
It's over there. Guns are in there, too.
Garbage can? You put the money in a garbage can?
That's where you hid it?
They don't pick it up until next Friday.
Which one?
One in the middle on the bottom.
Where'd you put it?
The one in the middle on the bottom.
Where's the money, Freddie?
Just wanted to go through this thing one more time, the way it happened.
All right, let's go through it the way you think it happened.
We got an ID about an hour ago on the pedestrian. Her name was Peggy Dillon. She arrived in a cab. We know that because the driver found her wallet underneath the seat last night. He was cleaning up after her drunk, and he said he remembered her. He said that she had told him she was coming down here, she was looking for a job, she had an interview. So what probably happened, she's in the crosswalk and she's checking for address.
No. She's cutting across the intersection. She gets hit right here in the middle of the street.
Second time. First time, she's hit in this crosswalk. Why? Because here's the getaway car. And he's flying up here around the corner. He's not slowing down.
All right, okay. That sounds right.
Okay. So now the getaway car comes flying up here, not stopping, hits Peggy Dillon. She goes flying way back in the intersection where you had her. And guess who it is? It's Honeycutt in his pickup truck, and he's heading home, heading right this way. sees all that happen, decides he's going to take off after this idiot.
No, wait a minute. He decides to be a good Samaritan? Bullshit. He's feeling the booze. He comes whizzing right through the intersection into the path of Ridley's cruiser.
Doesn't hear a siren. Now here's Officer Ridley down here. Okay, no siren on. He's coming in the intersection. Now he sees a pickup truck. Holy shit. Here's the Honeycutt over here in his pickup truck. You know, he sees a cop car heading for him. And now he's swerving to avoid it.
Ridley does the same.
Right. Now he's trying to avoid Peggy Dillons, who's down on the deck, and she's on her hands and knees trying to get up. But now the cop car comes and sideswipes the pickup truck. The pickup truck hits Peggy Dillon again, sends her flying way up there, proceeds to hit the pole, and now the cop car spins around 360s, however way you want it, but ends up in this attitude right like this.
All right, you just proved my point.
I did what?
If Honeycutt hadn't have been drunk and speeding through the intersection, Peggy Dillon wouldn't have been hit a second time.
If Officer Ridley had a siren on, this guy Honeycutt would never brought his goddamn truck into this intersection.
Ridley was in a legitimate chase against a felon.
Officer Ridley had no clue that he was chasing after an armed robber.
Yeah, well, it turns out he was right.
I got your report on the high-speed chase. You cleared Ridley.
Yeah, well, the only way Ridley might not have followed procedure was if he didn't use a siren. But Chick says he tried the siren 50 times in a row and it worked. The 51st time he tried it, it failed.
So his siren wasn't working. He's following procedure. Okay, good work.
Hey, Leo.
Hey.
Any luck with Herman cutting a deal?
No, how about you with Freddie?
No, neither one of them's giving up the money.
You know, maybe we got it wrong. Maybe Freddie and Herman aren't as stupid as we think. What are they going to get, 10 years? They're out in 5 or 6, and then they got all that money waiting for them when they get out.
Yeah, I don't think so. See, Freddie messed up with the garbage pickup. They changed his schedule. There was a pickup the day after the robbery. That money's out of the garbage dump being eaten by seagulls.
Yeah, where it's offshore earning 8%.
Detective Leary, have a word?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Leo. Kurtz have you in for a chat?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Hey. I heard Zach McNabb on the radio today. Well, did you know that the coroner's office is outdated, overfunded, and should be scrapped in favor of a medical examiner?
Did you mention my name?
According to Zach, the MEs work for the police and the coroners work for the province, which means they hardly work at all.
Well, that first got definite future as a talk show host, doesn't it? Detective, come here.
I just wanted you to know that I'm clearing Officer Ridley on the chase.
Okay.
That's it? What, you're not gonna bitch and moan at me about it?
Well, is it going to change anything?
No. Pursuit is still one of the best deterrents a police officer's got.
That darn my ass. 2,000 pounds of steel coming at you. 140 clicks on a highway. That's a weapon.
Yeah, well, don't tell me you never chased anybody. Officer Da Vinci. 8 pursuits, 2 involving accidents.
I was cleared on both of those. Mr. Dillon, this is Dominic Da Vinci from the coroner's office. How are you holding up, sir? I just wanted to tell you it appears your wife was hit during a high-speed pursuit of a felon by a police officer.